What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Stringking Complete 2 line of sticks. Let's go. You may remember my video on the Stringking Complete, which was the Mark 1. I was just super impressed with it overall, as a whole. You know, the quality of the string job, the quality of the Mark 1. It was my first exposure to the Mark 1. Just the components, all the components, strings, shaft, head, awesome. For the value, for the price, you know, unbeatable. Big fan. This is actually off of a complete, a Stringking Mark 1 complete. The shaft is actually in the other room, but this is the same string job that it came with. The Mark 1 is, you know, still just an awesome head. When it came out, it was my favorite head, and then the 2V came out. That became my favorite head until now. And my new favorite head is the Legend, the Stringking Legend. This thing is fantastic. So this is the Senior, the Legend Senior. It's the beefiest of the bunch. It's the most pinched of the bunch, and it's designed for, you know, all levels of play, really. But you know, like high school through college, pro, men's league, whatever. It can take a beating. This is the complete. It comes on an A155 shaft. This is the all black version, and it's just so nice. They come with a roll of tape and an extra flat cap butt end. If you get all black, it comes with black tape, which is a really nice touch. You know, of course you could put white tape on an all black shaft, but I think it kind of defeats the purpose. You know, if you're going for that murdered outlook, you know, all black is nice. All right, so let's talk about the Legend head a little bit. John Grant Jr. Was a big fan of the Mark 1. Just, you know, that's what he used, he loved. So he, you know, he's involved with Stringking, plays, you know, he's a Stringking athlete. But he helped design the Legend, and it's named Legend because, you know, he is a legend. But so what they did, you know, they kind of took elements of the Mark 1, the Mark 2, and they merged them together, came out with this beauty. It's got elements of each. The throat is very similar in its look. The Legend obviously has the locking bolt that goes all the way through to avoid head rattle, which is great. The Mark 1 didn't have that. The Mark 1 had 19 sidewall holes. The Legend has 29. The Mark 1 has 3 sidewall struts. The Legend has 2. You know, and they use that bone density software to figure out strengths and weaknesses and where they can remove material without sacrificing strength. So that, you know, it's a beefy head. It's got, you know, this face rail here is thick. It feels strong. It's stiff, but it's not heavy. You know, this whole stick just feels good. And this is the A155 shaft. Just awesome. It comes in 3 different styles, I guess. This is the Legend Intermediate. The Intermediate comes on the A135 shaft, and you can get all the different colors in all the different models, I believe. Like I said, comes with a roll of tape. This one is slightly wider than the Senior, just slightly. The Senior is a little more pinched, and the rails are a little bit thinner. So it's going to be lighter. It's going to be not quite as strong, you know, not quite as stiff, but this one's designed for like middle schoolers, you know, 10 to 14. You could get away with playing with this in high school if you're playing JV. You know, freshman year high school, this would be fine. But after that, you're going to want to move to the Senior, which is like age 14 or 15 and up. So the Junior is the same form factor, size of the Intermediate, and I guess the Senior too. I don't know, but it's way more cored out. So look at those sidewall holes. You see, there's way more material that's been removed to lighten it. The rails are real thin. The struts are thin. It's not real stiff, but it's light. But it's made with the, you know, nylon polymer, whatever their material is. It's a nylon polymer, but I don't know the exact details. So it's a real lacrosse head, and it's, you know, like I said, it's the same size as the Senior and the Intermediate. Probably a little wider here for little guys to catch. You know, so much of the material has been removed to lighten it up And it comes on this A105 shaft, which is a smaller diameter. It's shorter. It's designed for like 9 or 10 and under. When I started coaching, I was coaching little guys like bobbleheads, 5, 6-year-olds, and it was hard. I was able to set up sticks for my kids that I knew would work for their age, for their size. By a light head, string it in such a way that it was easy for a little guy to throw, but shafts had to be cut down. But something like this would have been just ideal. Most parents getting their kids into lacrosse don't know anything about it. And that's changing, obviously, with more and more people playing. A lot of parents have played, but gear changes from the time Dad played to now. So it can be a little daunting. You go into a lacrosse store, helmet, yeah, that helmet, it's fine. Pads, sure. What color gloves do you like? Those, cool, we're good. A stick, you look at this wall of sticks, this wall of heads that are unstrung, this wall of shafts. That's a little overwhelming for parents, I would assume. So having something that is set up like this, ready to go, ready to hit the field, is strung in such a way that it won't prevent a kid from throwing and catching. It's going to help him throw and catch. This is perfect. But it's also going to help him. It's going to help him succeed because it's strung well, because it's light. The kid who has this, he's gonna progress faster than the kid who's got this big old clunky shaft, poorly strung head. I don't know. This is amazing. This is game changing for bobbleheads, for little guys. I have a feeling we're gonna see. You're giving this to a 6-year-old, he's gonna progress faster because it's so awesome. I would love to go back in time and give this to my kids. Plus, I think this is the limited edition all white version. It's so nice looking. Like, that thing is beautiful. And the best part about this is, I don't know if you can see, right there, this Stringking Complete 2 Junior is $59. That's awesome. So most parents, they go in and they buy a Complete, or if they know how to do it, they'll piece things together. They're getting a shaft, they're getting mesh, head, strings. That adds up. That adds up to way over 100 usually. 50, 60 bucks. 60 bucks is incredible for the quality of this for a little guy. How it's going to help improve his game. I'm just blown away by this. This could change youth lacrosse, like at the real low levels. The Complete 2 Intermediate comes in at $99. Also unreal value. Just fantastic. The shaft, A135, the weight, it still have the tape on there, so that this end feels heavy, but it's not up here. This is nice. And, for a middle schooler, I don't know, I guess they probably did design it this way. This one has a little more whip. It's going to have a little more hold, but absolutely wouldn't prevent anyone from throwing perfect passes. I love the fact that they're so value priced and kids can just step from the store to the field and be ready to go. This one I took off because I've had this at practice a couple nights. I haven't changed the stringing. It's, like I said in my last video on their Complete, it's not the way I would string it, but it's strung in such a way that anybody could pick it up and play with it. It's not, there's no downsides to this string job, which is amazing. The Complete Senior is $139.99, so 140 bucks, which is an incredible value. I love that, and I talked about this before. One of the biggest roadblocks in spreading the game, in growing the game, is getting it to economically depressed areas, getting it into getting sticks into the hands of kids who maybe can't afford it. It's an expensive sport to get into. But at the bare minimum, so I coach with John Christmas, and he does, all of our practices we do street lacrosse. So it's little, 3x3 goals, and we use tennis balls, and we play 3x. So 3 players on each team. One of them jumps in the goal if they want. They can stay out and play man, but that's, giving up an easy goal. But it's an easy introduction to lacrosse. All you need is a stick, and depending on what rules you play by, maybe you need gloves. Using tennis balls, so no one's going to get hurt. So sticks like this that are comparatively inexpensive, relatively inexpensive compared to other sticks. You know, this is the kind of thing that we get these in kids' hands. We can, you know, if a program bought 15 sticks to outfit their whole team, you know, they're not breaking the bank. And then you just start playing street ball, grab some tennis balls, and it's things like this that will help grow the game. You know, you look at basketball, and all a kid needs is a ball. Soccer, all a kid needs is a ball, right? One kid has one ball. Now 20 people are playing. Lacrosse is different. Everybody needs a stick, you know, and if you're playing organized, everybody needs a helmet, everybody needs gloves, you know, so it's tough. It's a tough game to grow because of that reason. So anytime a company is doing something like this and pricing quality gear in such a way that will help facilitate the game's growth, that's huge. You know, everybody talks about growing the game. And honestly, you know, companies, successful companies, you know, they start buying into their own hype, and it's hard for them to discount prices because they're like, well, you know, we've sold it for this in the past, and prices have been creeping up steadily. Of course, in the last couple of years, heads have come down. They're under that $100 mark usually, which I think is huge. $89.99 is kind of the high water mark for heads these days. You know, if a head goes over that, I don't think it's actually going to sell like maybe heads used to. Stringking, you know, they drop the price of their heads by an extra 20 bucks, and now everybody's got to scramble because not only is it a great price, it's a great price on incredibly high quality gear. So the Legend Senior, the head is $69.99. So that's 20 bucks cheaper than its competition, which, you know, competition is going to have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, what do we do? Do we stick to that 89 and hope our customer base stays loyal, or do we try to compete? And either way, they've either got to offer a better product to hang on to that $89.99 mark, or they've got to come down in price. That is awesome for us consumers. That is awesome for the game of lacrosse. It's free market 101, and it's a good thing. You know, we benefit from competition, and we should throw our support behind companies that are forcing competition. It's a big deal. Like I said, the Senior is $69.99. The Legend Intermediate is $59.99. Hard to beat. And of course the Junior Complete is $59.99. So even if you don't end up buying a Complete, you know, and a Complete is for a certain demographic. That's for a certain target market that doesn't want to deal with the hassle of buying strings, learning how to string, finding a stringer, finding a shaft, putting it all together. The Complete is for a person who just wants easy and fast. I just want this stick. I want it to come to my house, and I want to go take it out and play. You know, but if you're just a lacrosse player that likes to build a stick, tune it, string it yourself, these heads are an amazing value. You know, $69 for this. This is my new favorite head. It's a $69 head. I love that fact. You know, and I love that now it's a couple years later after the Mark I, about a year later after the Mark II, and they just keep coming out with good stuff. These guys, you know, they are a force to be reckoned with. And I think a lot of companies are looking at them and thinking, well, how do we compete with that? And they know they can. It's just a tough pill to swallow, realizing that, yeah, we have to compete with that. And that's good for us lacrosse fans, us purveyors of gear. That works for us. These are available, I believe, November 9th. So it's coming. Definitely go check out Stringking and pick one of these up for your loved one. You know, mom, dad, you know, have no idea what's good. I promise you, this is good. You know, if you're looking for a complete stick for your kid or your nephew or godson, whatever, get the age-appropriate one for whatever he is, and you know, you're not going to break the bank, and he's going to have a solid stick. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next video.